Welcome back. I'm Ms.N.S.Lavanya, Assistant Professor, Department of English, KCS Kasinadar College of Arts and Science. In this video, you are going to learn Introduction to Geoffrey Chaucer, his literary career, his works, briefing the Canterbury Tales, critics' views, and conclusion. Chaucer, the author of Canterbury Tales, ranks as one of the greatest epic works of world literature. He made a crucial contribution by using English. He was born in London. He could read French, Latin, and Italian. Literary activity is divided into three periods. The first period, based largely on French models, especially Roman de la Rose and the poems of Guillaume de Machaut. Example, Book of the Duchess, an allegorical lament written in 1369 on the death of Blanche, wife of John Gaunt, and a partial translation of Roman de la Rose. Second period, based on Italian writers like Dante and Boccaccio, and hence called Italian period. Major works include The House of Fame, recounting the adventures of Aeneas after the fall of Troy. Next, The Parliament of Fowls tells the mate of fowls on St. Valentine's Day, celebrating the betrothal of Richard II to Anne Bohemia, and a prose translation of Boethius' De Consolatum Philosophiam. This period also includes the unfinished Legend of Good Women, tells 9 classical heroines, introduce the heroic couplet into English verse. The treatise on the astrolabe, written for his son Lewis. Troilus and Cressida, based on Boccaccio's Philostrato, one of the great love poems in the English language. Here, he perfected 7-line stanza, later called Rhyme Royal. Chaucer's final period achieved fullest artistic power. His masterpiece, The Canterbury Tales, written after 1387, it's like a framed story about 17,000 lines. Introduces a group of pilgrims journeying from London to the shrine of St. Thomas Becket at Canterbury. The general prologue is the first part of the Canterbury Tales. He gives a description of 27 pilgrims: knight, squire, yeoman, prioress, monk, friar, merchant, clerk, man of law, franklin, haberdasher, carpenter, weaver, dyer, tapestry weaver, cook, shipman, physician, wife of Bath, parson, plowman, miller, manciple, reeve, summoner, pardoner, and host. He does not describe the second 9 or nuns priest. They appear in the later book. The host is Harry Bailey, whose name is in prologue to the Cook's Tale, suggests the group ride together and entertain one another. That is revealed clearly in this story. The Canterbury Tales are incomplete, aimed to 120 tales, but finished only 24. The Cook's and the Squire tales are unfinished. The Sea Captain's tale was actually meant for wife of Bath. The second nun refers to herself as an unworthy of Eve. So, the knight tells the first tale in the Canterbury Tales. It was written in the Rhyme Royal stanza, consists of 7 lines, usually in iambic pentameter. The rhyme scheme is A, B, A, B, B, C, C. This allows for a variety and is used for longer narrative poems. Standard narrative meter in the late Middle Ages is used here. Rhyme Royal or Chaucerian stanza. Chaucer used it first in Complaint to Pity. He employed it in Troilus and Cressida, The Parliament of Fowls, and several of Canterbury Tales. The other poets who used it is Sir Thomas Watt, Edmund Spenser, Shakespeare, Michael Drayton, William Morris, and John Masefield. So it is called as Chaucerian stanza. He lived through a period of incredible tension, the Black Death, the plague which wiped out 30 to 50% of population. The labor force increased leverage. Another blow to the noble class in 1381. The peasantry revolted against the noble class. The 100 Years' War created profit for England in this period. Chaucer's political sentiments are unclear. Although the Canterbury Tales documents various social tensions in the manner of the popular genre, William Caxton, the first England's printer, published the Canterbury Tales in the 1470s. The printing started to grow like any other things in the period. George Pittenham identified Chaucer as the father of English literary canon. John Dryden acclaimed his work as "Here is God's plenty." Matthew Arnold says he will be read far more generally than is read now, a perpetual fountain of good sense, and goes on to acknowledge that Chaucer is the father of our splendid English poetry. Thus, the age of Chaucer includes the greater part of the reign of Edward II and the long French wars, the accession of his grandson, the Richard II, and the Revolution of 1399, the foundation of the Lancastrian dynasty, the growth of the spirit of enquiry, which was found in the teachings of Wycliffe and his followers, Lollards. Chaucer lived in a world where half-shadows of the Middle Ages began to scatter. He reacted to the emancipating movement called Renaissance. He emerged into the world of living actualities, thus later provided himself that he was far beyond and unparalleled in his age, that nobody can forget. Thanks for watching this video. We meet in the next video with another important topic.